over how to winterize your boat step by step and get it ready for the off season. So in this step we're going to talk about the tooling that we're going to use to winterize the boat and the motor. We're going to start out with grease gun with some marine grade grease, funnel for the oil, flathead screwdriver, and then I also have this special screwdriver that's for the vent plug. We're going to need 16mm socket for our oil drain plug. For our prop knot, it's a 1/1/16 socket, some pliers, gloves, paper towel, and we're also going to need earmuffs. With that hose, this is a winterizing kit. This is for your water inlet from your garden hose. So what that does is you got a little valve here, turn it, open it, and then it connects, this side connects so that that hose, which goes on the earmuffs to the motor. So what happens is you get that motor running, you get it warm. When the thermostat opens up, the whole thing warms up. Then what you want to do is close this valve, shut off your main water coming in, and open this valve. And what that's going to do is that's going to push or suck that antifreeze through the motor. And then what you need to watch for is on your exhaust port where your water comes out, that water should turn pink. Once that turns pink, then you know that the coolant has circulated through the entire motor. Also the oils, make sure you got your oil, your lower gear lube, oil filter, antifreeze, got some replacement plugs or the seals for the plugs, and then Mercury does recommend replacing this ring. In this step, what you're going to want to do is bend these tabs back. You got 2 of them, and remove the lock nut. I've already done that. After you got that removed, what you want to do is pull your prop up. After you've removed the prop, I'm gonna set it down. Make sure this comes out with it. If it doesn't, sometimes it could be seized, and you can just wedge a screwdriver behind it and give it a little pop. After that, what we want to do is pull out this sleeve. And there is your drain plug. Undo the drain plug and unscrew the vent plug. We got the engine cowl off now. We have the oil drain plug loose with the hose connected and the oil is draining. Now we're gonna replace the oil filter, inspect the motor, and just make sure that there's nothing wrong with it. No visual cracks, everything's tight, no loose bolts. Now we're gonna go ahead and fill our lower unit. So you can get a fill pump for the lower unit. Almost about any store should stock it. Cabela's, Best Pro Shop. And what I like to do is I like to take it off the pump and get it screwed on to the drain hole and then attach it to the pump and start pumping. And got the plugs. You want to go ahead and change the seals on your drain plug and your vent plug, and then start pumping. Once you see the oil start coming out of the vent hole, then what you want to do is you want to take your vent plug and put the plug in. After you've plugged up the vent, you want to take your drain plug, remove the hose, and quickly put in the drain plug. It's kind of hard doing it one-handed, so that's what I tell you guys, and then do it. We got the lower gear unit filled with oil, got everything cleaned up, got the new prop ring installed, got grease on the actual shaft, have the prop that's all cleaned up on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall that, and we're going to top it off with oil and then run some antifreeze through it. And that will conclude the motor, and the only thing that would be left would be the trailer and the boat. For the boat, if you guys do have a washdown pump kit installed, I know on my boat this is for the washdown pump intake, and the way we would winterize that is this will actually unscrew, and once you unscrew this hole, I have another hose that's about the same size, 3/4 inch outer diameter, that actually fits snugly inside. So what happens is once you get it in, once you get that hose in, put the other end of the hose inside inside your antifreeze, and go ahead and run your washdown, and it will suck all the antifreeze through the entire system. Do the same thing with your live well intake, and then also moving on to the trailer, you want to go ahead and grease all of your bearing buddies and underneath the trailer. If you go underneath the trailer, some trailers will have grease certs, and you just want to make sure all those are greased. And I almost forgot, on the motor side, you're going to have grease certs, multiple grease certs. You want to go ahead and take care of that. Alright, so now we got everything put back together, and these are the clips that I was telling you about to bend the ears. Bend those back, get that tight. Now, the one little tip that I would say to keep this from turning the prop while you're tightening is to put a block of wood and just jam it against it, and that should prevent the prop shaft from spinning. Got the oil filled up, and we're gonna take this outside. Got the earmuffs hooked up to the coolant, and I'm gonna run it, and after that we're gonna go ahead, and the one last thing that we would do is fill the fuel tank up with fuel additive. It doesn't matter which kind of additive, as long as you got some kind of additive to prevent from that ethanol breakdown. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead, take it outside and run her.